A very good evening to you. I'm Dwayne Burbick with your Business Day. Red Stripe says it is facing a challenge with meeting demand for some of its products because consumers have not been returning bottles as expected. The company addressed the matter in an exclusive interview with the Business Day. Dashan Hendricks has the details.
Red Stripe is having challenges with its production. The company says the issue is consumers are not returning bottles as they should, and that has constrained its ability to produce.
Main product affected, Red Stripe, but also we have the famous Red Stripe Sorrel, Lemon Paradise or Smirnoff Ice bottles that mainly are sold to supermarkets that we're having an issue in terms of the rate of return.
He said the normal rate of return for the bottles is 95%, but in recent weeks that has dipped to 80%. The effect is pronounced.
We have to be making multiple runs on our line just to ensure that we keep product available. However, we have had gaps where within the trade we are seeing where products have been out of stock in certain outlets. What we want is a consistent supply because the demand is actually out there.
He stressed the company needs the bottles if for nothing else to save the environment in not being forced to ask for more bottles to be produced.
Our supplier for bottles is actually maxed in terms of providing bottles. We will get a float of bottles coming in at the end of this month, and our expectation is that we will have some alleviation going into August. So we are purchasing bottles because what we know is that even though we have a low return rate, we have to sustain that return rate with the import of bottles, and we are consistently doing that as well.
For the Business Day, I am Dashan Hendricks.
Chairman of the Consumer Affairs Commission, CAC, Ken Gammon, is stepping up the pressure on banks to implement a cooling-off period in which it should resolve disputes with consumers without penalties. Mr. Gammon, who was speaking at the CAC's press briefing on Wednesday, says that cooling-off period should be for 72 hours for banks to resolve disputes with their customers over various transactions such as credit cards and checking accounts. He said during that period, no charge, penalties or interest should be applied to the disputed contract until the issue is resolved.
This would commence from the time of the consumer's signature and would exclude holidays and weekends. So they're basically working days, as we call it.
Mr. Gammon says he also wants banks to display transaction costs for using ATMs on the machines themselves and give consumers the option to opt out of using it if they should start a transaction. Currency trading now on the US dollar today snapped its losing streak against the Jamaican currency to post a gain for the first time in 16 trading days. At the end of trading, the US dollar was up 2 cents to $128.45, and despite that gain, it is still at a 3-month low. The Canadian dollar is now at $99.63. The pound sterling sells for $166.06, while the euro is selling for $150.78. Trading on the Jamaica Stock Exchange ended today with the main JC Market Index down 175 points, while the Junior Market Index lost 12 points. The winners of the day included Access Financial, Grace Kennedy, the Cayley Group, Palace Amusement, the Scotia Group, and T-Tech. On the losing end were 1834 Investments, Carreras, Jamaican Teas, Knutsford Express, Main Event Entertainment, Proven Investments, and Seprod. That's the Business Day. I'm Dwayne Burbick. Good evening.